on that? Before we make a motion?
I'm fine with one. So. Make a motion. At least with chairperson.
That's okay.
To commission the. I would motion that Commissioner McCormick be the chairperson.
Could you give us a little bit of information on your reason for that?
Sure. He's indicated that, he's got the time to put into the process and, do it and, I think he would do a good job based on the qualifications that he has.
Any other questions?
Mark Foster with, the man who's done it for 6 months, give or take, he's done a great job. Very familiar with the process, with the meetings, you do more homework on our meetings and things than anybody. He does a great job. That's where my thoughts are being running up.
I'm really learned that get some insights on your qualifications and if you would like to be the chairperson, what that would entail if you are familiar with that.
Sure, I'll be glad and qualified. I guess I just have a desire to serve, and I think the desire to serve qualifies you in this chain of work. I don't understand everything about policy to vote. I don't think that's on anybody's reading bucket list reading list. You go and read that, it's very entertaining, but I'm not opposed to getting in and learning to learn. And like Commissioner Wall said, I do have the time and willing to commit to it to lead the commission and what else make that. As far as personal qualifications, I don't have any agenda up here. I'm just looking to make sure the people that come before the commission get treated fairly and an unbiased decision is made. And if we can reduce the regulation in any way, shape, or form, I would be in favor of that. So I'm just looking to benefit the citizens. That's why that's in my desire to serve.
Commissioner Watson,
I would agree that it's time for us to have a new chair. We have three new members, and I think change is good. It's time to have a change. No other reason that we need to change.
are you unhappy with the concerns right now? I just, when you say change is good, I'm just curious.
Change is good. I'm not replacing any value of happiness or unhappiness. Change is good. There's 3 new members on the commission right now. I need a new leader as well. Change is great. Do you disagree with that?
Well, if you disagree with it, I'll tell you why, and I don't know if it will make a difference. But I've served on this body, this is my 5th year on the commission. I'm familiar with the ordinances, I'm familiar with the time that is required to fulfill this position. I respect your desire to want to serve, I think that's great. I think it's bold to step into a brand new position. I want to leave that position when you have 0 experience and have unattended meetings. I would question, I mean, it kind of feels a little bit like there's an agenda for everyone to have being honest. There was very strong push.
I'm just asking, what would my agenda be?
I'm not quite sure, but I think that it's, I'd like to know, I guess, if I've served as the chair for just a few months, so it's not a big change, but I would like to know if there's something that I've done, having not gone to the meetings, having not participated, when you say a change is good, I would just like to know for the record, what it is that you feel like should be changed.
For the record, I have an agenda. I have an agenda that I believe government needs to be less intrusive on us residents of Hooper. When I have this book with Hooper City Code, and we talked about some of it tonight in our planning meeting, and you yourself said, I don't know what you're talking about. So if you say you have all this experience, but you still don't know what we're talking about, it's impossible to be compliant to this. It's impossible. And it looks to me like what it is a way to find residents or to push residents into compliance. And I'm all about getting rid of regulation that's not necessary, just like what I talked to you about tonight with the 612 ordinance pitch roof on residential buildings. It doesn't make any sense. You yourself said, I don't know what you're talking about. It's there. That's why we need a change. It's time for a change. Let's start fresh. And I don't know why you need me to justify why I'm here, but that's my agenda, to lessen government's intrusive nature into citizens. That's my agenda.
For clarification for those of you that were not here. The planning commission does not deal with what you're talking about in that. So that falls under.
Are we not talking about Title 10 right now? You said in the meeting, let's replay it. That we were to make recommendations about Title 10 to the city council. And that was exactly what was in there. And you said you didn't know what that was, correct?
Can I ask you?
Well, you answer my
I
question
didn't
first.
answer your question.
No, you didn't. I said, is that correct? Is that what I said?
Be able to quote every single.
That's my point. Let's get rid of it.
I wasn't asking you about policy change, I'm asking you about a change, you're saying you need a change in leadership. That's what I'm asking you about.
I think it'd be great.
Oh, and that's what a change how so, you haven't been to any of the meetings, and if so, how?
Have I been to any meetings? I've been to a lot of meetings, yes.
Okay, how many?
I don't count them. How many meetings have you been
I've
to in your
never
life?
seen, I've been here for 5 years and I've never seen.
I can't help it. So you recognize all these people?
I-
And you make a mental note of who's here and who's not?
I just.
You're awesome, man. I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you go over, I signed in, I guess you can get the sign in and see when I've been here.
I'm not asking, I'm asking you, what qualifies you to say we need a change in
What
leadership?
qualifies me? Because I'm on the commission, just like you are. That's what qualifies me.
That we need
Because
to
I'm a
change?
resident of Hooper and I have an entitled to my opinion. What qualifies you? What qualifies you to question me?
Because I had a vote on this, I did get a vote on who we're voting for.
Yeah, you changed that tonight, I see, yes.
So I didn't change that, it's always been that way, we can vote on convening chariots, it's
Have you
always
been-
been that way.
Okay, great.
So I think, sorry to interrupt, guys. I think probably the best way is, if you want to discuss and all that stuff, that's fine. But then I think at some point just need to vote on it and kind of keep it moving a little bit. Just my advice.
Okay, that's fine, we will go ahead and we will take a motion, unless there's any other discussion amongst the commission.
I second the motion that was made.
Okay, we haven't had a motion yet, so you'll need.
He did too.
No, I have not opened it up for a motion yet, we are having discussion.
Then how do we nominate him?
He's recommending that that's what he wants to do, there have been 2 names mentioned, and now we will move to having a
Who was the
motion.
second name?
Money,
Who mentioned?
Commissioner Whitson. Okay, you gotta make sure you're paying attention when you miss that.
Amanda,
Okay,
Ray,
I
you
will
to
take,
nominate?
I will entertain a motion for the appointment of the chair of the planning.
By motion, Commissioner Monk. Sure.
I have a motion for Commissioner McCormick as the chair of the planning. And I will entertain a second.
I will second it, Amanda.
I have a second by Commissioner Larson. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes. Okay, next item of business, actually, you are now the chair, so you're gonna run, you will go ahead and run.
Okay, so next item of business will be comment on vice chair as discussed in the working group.
In the work meeting, we discussed it since it was on the agenda, it happened tonight. So I think we probably should. We should have.
Commissioner Waller, Commissioner. Do you have any? I'll entertain a motion to appoint the planning commission vice chair this time.
I make a motion to nominate Commissioner Wall.
Are you going to be, like, well, I'm not.
I have Commissioner Wall, you, I guess, first, would you accept the motion to be the chair, to the vice chair?
I like that's more discussion. I really be interested in.
I don't think she's-
I'll serve however I'm asked. There's a lot that goes into some of these things, sometimes we get a lot of these responsibilities. So, that's I understand.
So I would, again, not knowing how it's looking like, what significant, I would, I would suggest that I'm for experience and whatnot, new chair, might make more some sense without. But that's true.
So the first motion for Steve Wall, we do not have a second, so motion failed. Now we'll open up, is there another motion for vice chair?
I have a motion for continuance. I'll second the motion.
We have a motion from Commissioner Wall for Commissioner Widdowson to serve as vice chair. Commissioner Larson has seconded the motion. Now we'll have a vote on Commissioner Widdowson becoming the vice chair of the planning commission. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Next thing on the motion, you can open up there in the packet. There was a meeting schedule for those, which kind of went every second Thursday of the month. When we had, you can entertain comment on that. It's pretty straightforward. I don't know if we need comment. If everybody's fine, we can entertain the motion as well.
I motion that we approve the conditional use management for the oversight.
Just the meeting schedule.
Okay. I motion that we confirm the time and place for planning commission.
We have a second for the motion.
I said,
Motion, all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Next meeting is for discussion on for the conditional use permit for Tanner Schmidt for an oversized structure totaling 37 120 square feet located at 5335 west, 5500 south. This time I'll open it up for public hearing to receive input and.
Jace, generally, you guys like the staff to give comments?
Okay.
Do you want the staff to give comments?
Like Amanda said, I'm new to this, but if there is processes that I can follow, I would accept, I'm willing to be helped as well. As you can see, I don't understand everything that goes into this, but I think part of recognizing is that you don't understand everything, is being open to being taught, so.
Yeah, so generally, we just highlight a few of the major items of the oversight structure. So, as mentioned, this one, we get oriented where we're at. Conditional use permit for Tanner Schmidt. You can see here, it's totaling 3,720 square feet. The correction there was for an awning, the extra 720 square feet from what was redacted there on the application. So that's the total square footage. It's just under our height requirement, so there's no requirement there. It's under the 25 foot. We're using it for storage. There will be plumbing. We did identify typically when there's plumbing, the only big consideration would be for sewer, just to make sure that we don't have increased sewer queues somewhere. So there is no sewer, just a water line will be run. It's gonna have electricity and it won't be used for business. You can kind of see where it'll be located there on our start. That's the location of it. Let's see, here's a site plan that was proposed. You can see you meet this 10-foot side setback requirement here. 26 feet from this property line. It was. They couldn't quite depict it, but it was explained it has to be, behind the existing structure. And here's a depiction of what the structure will look like. And that's everything that the staff wanted to highlight. If you guys have any questions for staff, and then, well, so you can. A lot of the times, they'll have the applicant come up and maybe just not to what they're using it for. Anyway, if you have questions on that, but otherwise I'll sit down.
You better represent it from the applicant, Tanner Schmidt, to step forward to discuss. Please state your name, address.
Tanner Schmidt, that's 5335 west, 5500 south.
Could you tell us about your structure?
Pretty much what you'll be using it for.
Yeah, just personal storage. That's about it.
Looks like a great building.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Does any of the commissioners have any questions for Mr. Schmidt?
Sure, thank you.
Is there anybody else from the public that would like to stand and comment on this structure? Okay, at this time I'll close the public hearing for this. We have a conditional use permit for Tanner Schmidt. I'll now pass this to the commission if they want to have, if any commissioners have anything that they would like to discuss amongst themselves before motion. I'll now entertain a motion to approve the conditional use permit for Tanner Schmidt at 5335 west at 5500 south.
Motion to approve.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. We have a motion, we have a second. Now we'll entertain a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Motion passes for the conditional use permit for Tanner Schmidt. Next on the agenda is the conditional use permit for Jacob Johnson. An oversized structure totaling 3,200 square feet located at 5604 South, 6800 West. At this time, we'll bring some time over to staff to kind of explain what they're requesting.
Just a few highlights. Staff has reviewed the application and other submission items. As you can see, we highlighted some use for It's used for storage. No plumbing, we'll have electricity, not for business use. You can see. There we go. This is the current building. This is the proposed location of the building being proposed. And here's a depiction of what the building will look like. And here's the building here. That's pretty tough to make out. Let me grab my thing just to give you an idea of the setback quickly. We just check the setbacks in the R1 zone for, this is for Johnson, correct? Yeah. Got a 20-foot setback in the rear and a 10-foot setback on the side, correct? Which exceeded the required setback, so we were good on setbacks. Is that's everything from staff review. Any questions from staff?
On a structure like this, that's all, because it have to have a specific second level for it to be considered two-story. Permit.
Can't say that I fully understand. It was a 22-foot building, so it's under a 25-foot requirement. You're saying to have a second level to be, to have a second.
Like, it's not the height that is, that is the second level, it's the actual, there being a second level that considers it a two-story building.
I'm not aware of it being a two-story building, but if you see something in that.
I'm not saying it is, that's just a general question.
Oh,
In,
I'm good. Yeah, I can't say I have an answer. I think that it wouldn't, the height wouldn't dictate it. It would just be the general construction if they put a second story in, but I'm not aware of height requirements, but I'm also relatively not aware of height requirements to make the second structure function, but.
do any commissioners have any questions? Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, I'll ask Representative from Jacob Johnson to come forward and state his name and what he'd like to do with it.
Name is Jacob Johnson, live at 5604 South 1500 West. I'm a hoarder, I have a problem. No, I just looking for a way to clean up the pasture. Be nice to have a workshop to be able to do projects, and I was planning on doing it 8 years ago when I built the house and just haven't been able to get around to it yet, so. I was hoping this would be here.
Do any commissioners have any questions for Mr. Johnson? Thank you. Now I'll open it up for public comment. Anybody who would like to step forward and comment on this item? Okay, no public comment, so now we'll pass over to commission for discussion on the application for the conditional use permit for an oversized structure. Do any commissioners have any comment? Okay, we'll now entertain a motion to approve the conditional use permit for Jacob Johnson for an oversized structure totaling 32,032 square feet located at 5604 South, 6800 West.
I'll motion that we approve the request for conditional use permit for Jacob Johnson, for an oversized structure totaling 32 square feet at 5604 South, 6800 West.
Second. We have a motion, we have a second, we'll now entertain a all in favor.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. So this time, the next item on the agenda is to discuss the motion for allowed uses and fines that are currently stated in the Hooper City Code. So I'll open this time to anyone to say any comments that they have on the commission.
We've had a lot of discussion on this over the past year. I provided you with a copy of the proposed to receive 500 fees in the board meeting. When we last talked about this, each of the commissioners were going to go over this and come with some sort of proposal on what they felt needed to be done. As far as the it's quite extensive, even as I mentioned in the work meeting. I think in order to make an educated vote on that, the new commissioners need a chance to be able to review those things. It sounds like they do not review those in their packet enough that we can make a vote tonight. So my thoughts would be to table that until they've had a chance to educate themselves about the items. And hopefully we will have some more seasoned commissioners as well that have already been listening on this and help move your vote.
I would do tabling, based on, I mean, this is the first time I've seen your document, which is helpful, and I'm just aware of the requirement or the desire to come back with recommendations, because we're so new. And so I did review the packet, but I'm happy to, come back with recommendations as well.
Yes, you're right. So you gave us in the work meeting, they proposed on the city fines, but as far as like the actual addition, the code for the allowed uses, did you have any recommendation on things that we could change there or you there?
There are some of the things that we have talked about before. They were looking at residential.
Did the previous members of the planning commission, did you have a date that you had on that, in terms of you wanted to give the recommendation, you should consider that?
We had a discussion that, so that we could make the motion. This is general zone, multiple times out here. We've had a very heavy meeting schedule that has on. The meetings are on 3 to 4 hours, so it was postponed. Several things back in the meeting, it was the working person, we had a weekly discussion about this. We talked about some of the things that were concerning, regarding alcohol treatment facility for one. Currently that's allowed in the residential area. The conditional use permit. The discussion was that we would come up with some tighter definitions on what we would, if we allow that in the residential area. We would want to have some stipulations put in place as far as the number of residents we would allow, the proximity of the school or daycare. Also, whether or not we allow a co-ed situation, and capping the number of residents. I think we talked about 10 to 12. There are other things that also fall into that as far as the foster home definition that's capped at, I believe, 13 or more, if I remember correctly. That's one of the ones that I was hoping to have a discussion about tonight.
So in this particular drug and alcohol, are they looking at foster kids or are they just looking at kids that have parents? Or
If you have to go to the definitions in the document title.
There's this been proposed, so but it's just I think on that.
No, there is one that's already been typically, and that would be grandfathered in, that would not be affected by these decisions. We're trying to be proactive so that we're ready in case anything else like that comes up again. It's very controversial. There's also been some discrepancy as far as the definitions because there's a children's treatment facility and then there's a drug and alcohol treatment facility. So some of these definitions will need to be tightened up. And that's
section of,
it's 10-181. I'm going off of the most recent conditions too. Under drug and alcohol treatment facility, at least there is actually children's treatment facility. So if you look under children's treatment facility, an establishment or portion thereof that provides permanent treatment for living, sleeping, eating, cooking, and sanitation for juveniles under 18 years old, and provides treatment for substance abuse, mental illness, emotional disturbance, developmental disability, mental retardation, or juveniles who have been identified by the judicial system as requiring treatment, therapy, rehabilitation, or supervision. For the purposes of this title, this definition shall include group foster homes with more than 13 juveniles. You can look at the definition under drug and alcohol treatment facility as well. These are things that we talked about, possibly limiting their location and proximity to schools and daycares. The meetings that we have for the current one that the commission already looked at. We had probably a 3-hour meeting where we had people that work in them, law enforcement agencies, recovery pilots that have been there, all of them that spoke had said that they do not feel like it should be next to an elementary school, which is the case with the one that we have currently. And so, again, the idea was to be proactive and make our definition a little bit clearer.
To maybe identify both of those sections on where they actually could not be located next to something.
Okay, and my suggestion would be for you guys to go back and maybe listen to that meeting, and if there's some other concerns that were brought up, so that you can take those into consideration when you are making the recommendations of where motion should be located. Again, one of the other things that come up is this Elton Tower. Because of that, because it caused us during the community, the council put in place a new ordinance on where this could be located. And so the idea is to go through these different things that are allowed and to see where they should and should not be in the city. One of the things that has kind of caused a little bit of stir up in Roy, next to Chancellor, currently putting in the liquor store there. So that's something that we never had happened here before, and it might be something that we want to discuss. So we want that located, you know, in a residential area, we want that located in residential areas. Just things like that, so that we're more proactive and it doesn't put us off guard.
What's the date of the meeting they want us to listen to?
I want to say that I would talk to Charlie because I'm sure you have some comments. You would mind I will get that to you and send it to you now, or you can go back and look through actually in the minutes as soon as on the website.
From the last meeting that I listened to, they did come before the commission. And I think they were set to appear. That appeal, if you know, if I appeal that file.
That's something we let it know. We have to check with the staff to see if they did that. My understanding was they wanted to, but I don't know that happened.
Staff, do you know if that?
What was that? Sorry, I'm reading.
The conditional use permit for the drug and alcohol center.
The appeal for it from the citizen.
No, they came, the last planning commission meeting, the owner came before and said he was going to appeal. My question was, did that appeal?
No. So you're talking Matt Low group. He came and he he did appeal. Well, he didn't. No, he did not appeal. Excuse me. Yeah, he just. Yeah.
My question was.
Yeah, no appeal.
So time on that for him to appeal his lapse, because I know there's a certain number of days after the decision has been.
It's a good question. I don't know. I can look though for sure and let you know. Yeah, happy to.
So, Amanda, you said you ask the last planning commission members for recommendations on that. So we got two of those members. What's the recommendations that do you have any recommendations for us to listen to? Right, Bryce, or
While she's looking that up, just let me clarify. I don't want to be sent off to something I don't fully understand. Matt Lowe from Lowe Company came to request to open the general plan last meeting, right? At the city count or at the last planning commission. But there's not been a decision that I'm aware of from a city council that he could appeal.
So. in the direct-
Yeah, please.
the planning commission made a decision on the commission.
Well, they made, oh, that's what we're talking about. Mhm.
He came back last time and was on our agenda again, wanting, he didn't agree with that decision, he was not present when the decision was made. But the planning commission can't, the decision was made, so if he does not agree with that, he needs to appeal it to.
Understood. I'm on the same page. Yeah, I'll follow up. Yeah, I'll follow up. It's been a little bit, he's had a few different items he's working on, and so they get a little intermingled. But yeah, I'll follow up to see if the timeline has expired for him to appeal with the city council, the planning commission's conditional use permit. So I'll make that happen.
And just for our knowledge going forward, if his appeal is successful, that decision would have come back to us because we already ruled on that.
Are you asking me or are you asking Malcolm? Sorry, I'm not sure.
I'm asking you one part.
Okay.
Yeah. So Commissioner Prince, with that ruling come back to us, my understanding is.
My understanding is if the city council put it in place under stipulations, that it could possibly come back to the planning commission. But we never had something like that before, so I don't know for sure how that would be handled. But the thing is, if the city council denies that they do not approve what he's doing, he can then take it to the hearing officer. Well, we can take it to our hearing officer first. And then if that doesn't work, then we can look at the process.
I know that's been a point of recent discussion, so just for commissioners to be aware of that process moving forward, I think is good study as we look at these different guidelines that we're looking at, trying to address and updating reasons. Commissioner Wilson, do you have any comments on the uses and fines code that you'd like to share with us?
I left my notes on that at home because I felt like everybody should go through it from there and just have a good bit. But there are several listed throughout that I think could be adjusted or taken out on there in different areas, different zones. I'd be glad to email my notes if you would like to see them.
No, I think you can share it next work meeting we have, we can discuss when we have time to go over and do those things. So we'll go back and do those meetings. Does anybody else have any comments? We can end discussion on that. Now I'm making a motion to end discussion on the allowed uses and fines and codes.
I think we need to make a motion to table this since there was a motion on here, not just a discussion. So I'll motion that we table this until, should we say the February or March? February 12th. February 5th.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Table the discussion and motion on allowed uses and fines. Now, open this up for citizen comment at this time. Any citizens that want to go forward, can you so state your name and address?
Hello, my name is David Robles and I live at 5313 West, 5500 South, there's over next to Mr. Smith. I'm just curious, I'm listening to, the things going back and forth here, and is there a website where we can be a little more better, informed on the thing with the substance abuse thing and all that? That I'm not aware of, so I'm just trying to see if there's a website that I can.
So the agendas are posted on the Hooper City website.
Okay, yeah, I just want to better educate myself, so I'm not sitting here going. Sounds like he said, she said, so I'm just trying to clarify that, figure out who's saying what.
You can also go to the Utah Public Meetings website,
Okay,
and so the city website will have this probably about maybe 6 months back.
okay,
You can go to the Utah Public Meetings website, you can enter in whichever entity, if you want it to be the city council meetings or the planning commission meetings. You can put in a date range and you can put it about 3 months at a time.
Okay.
There's all of the meetings are recorded, so you can listen to the whole meeting and hear everything that was said, and there will be minutes on there too. It's a very small.
okay, thank you, that's all I have.
Tanner Schmidt, 5235. 5235 West, 5500 South. Anyway, so right there by Dino, I feel like there's so many accidents. Is there a reason there's not a 4-way stop right there or something, and there is right here by the little dance studio, and then it goes to 50 miles an hour, like 35 or whatever, and then it hits 50, and then it drops back down to 40 instead of just keeping it 40. I feel like people can get the highway and go way too fast.
So I think there is currently proposed, Weaver County is currently working on putting a 4-way stop in that last intersection.
Oh, they are?
There.
Oh, cool. What about like any walkway or anything like that on 55, or you guys can wait till that widens to do something with it? That's like the only section, there's not a sidewalk or anything, and people do use that.
Are you talking about 5500 South?
Yeah.
5500 South is a state road, so you don't controls what happens on that road.
Oh, really?
It's not really a city level. But they're the ones that make it.
But the 4-way is something that you guys can.
That's also.
That's also-
it's a bit of that.
Oh, God, okay.
I just real quick, I had put that suggestion before, and I did talk to the UDOT, and they said it was the Hooper City. So it's back and forth. I don't know. It's like somebody
The sidewalk portion or
from the sidewalk, yeah, because I brought that up before, especially in the summertime. You've got all the children that go down there. And it's like a drag strip down there, and Tanner and I can attest to that, because we live right there.
Yeah, I don't know about the sidewalk, but I thought you were talking about the 4-way stop.
No, I'm sorry, yeah, I'm talking about the sidewalk. Before we stop, we had already discussed that as well. Glad to see that is in the planning, because, yeah, I think this last year, there's been at least 6 accidents. 6 T-bones there at that intersection. No, I just want to hear the sidewalk too, but. Because I have, like I said, I have gone further and talked to you guys, and they keep throwing it back to you guys. No, that's the city's responsibility. That's part of when you guys approve things for the developers that come in and whatnot, that should be part of that. I don't know, they're telling me one thing, you're telling me another, so.
Yeah, I think Commissioner Prince was saying specifically the road, not necessarily the sidewalk. Right.
As far as the 4-way stop, my understanding is UDOT was the one that approved that. And when you're talking about the sidewalk,
Yes.
that's something, I can't answer that. I think that's something you probably need to bring into the attention of the city council if if like this body would.
So somewhere where the confusion may be coming in is if a subdivision went in, the city could require the subdivision to do their frontage improvement, which would then include a sidewalk. But a grander project would be UDOT. So I guess, it's both people's responsibility, but we don't until a subdivision were to be, put in place, then we would have the developer develop the frontage of theirs that would border that highway. they would have to put a sidewalk in, but that would almost be like a piecemeal way of completing it. A grander project would be a UDOT project, so.
I know in the past, they've come by my property, especially, and said, well, we're gonna widen this road, I mean, okay, great, you put in a sidewalk and then I get a blank stare. So, I don't know who it was speaking to, it's just, one of the cats out there doing whatever work, like, we have so many people around here that do work around here, so I don't know who it was talking to at that point, but.
Understood.
Yeah. So, but anyway, thank you, just.
Yeah, thank you.
that was good.
Thank you.
Sherry Bingham, and I can give you a little bit of clarification on that. So, we met just recently with UDOT, and we met down in 55 and 55, and there is going to be a four-way stop. So that has already been approved.
Yep.
And along with that, they also looked at the 50-mile-an-hour speed limit, because it's, if you know, you come through Roy, and it was 35, 40, 50, 40. And when we were standing there was just nonstop cars that were going back past or quite fast.
70, yeah.
Yes. And so
Yeah,
so
we did it.
that's also something they're looking at.
Yep.
As far as the sidewalks, and we also asked this, we had met with UDOT, it's a couple months ago. And it has to go, there's a safety school program, and so they sent me to go talk to the principal, which I did. And she sent me there, but they have applied for, and so it's a matter of applying for funding, because they're correct, if it's a subdivision that goes in, then the subdividers will do that. So that's something we're going to be looking at, is applying for some funding, working with the school, working with UDOT to get that on 5,500. As far as 5,500 west, we have one grant that's already been approved to do some roadwide, which this was approved 2 or 3 years ago, from St. Clair to the Davis County. Also some funding that we're looking at, that would do the sidewalk and widen the road from 5,500 south. And it would go to, I believe it was only as far as 5,100. Road projects are quite expensive.
Oh, yeah.
5,100 south, so there would also be some sidewalk and curb guttering along there. But it's just a matter of applying, getting the funding, and but we were thrilled. We got a four-way stop. Not everybody will be, but it took a lot of accents on that corner. They also talked about doing a bike on the corner and possibly turn signs.
Which would have just widen the road as well, right? Turning, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that
things
was-
are already done. They have in their future plan, it was a roundabout, I can't remember now how many $1 million that said, it doesn't qualify. And for a roundabout, we said, we're fine, with number of stop.
Yeah, we were laughing about that as well. We thought the same thing. I'm like, well, just go around. That'll slow everybody down.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Yeah,
that.
thank you.
Do we have any other comments? Public comment is now closed. I'll now entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Oh, can I, sorry,
Sorry.
interrupt. I need to swear you guys in. Guess. I'll just stand here.
Are you asking me? Sorry.
I am asking you. 'Cause I don't know.
Do Jace first.
Thanks.
Doesn't hurt.
All right, repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Jason McCormick,
Have been elected or appointed to the office of Hooper City.
have been elected to or appointed to the office of Hooper City.
Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Utah, and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Utah, and I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
Thank you. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Eugene Larson,
Have been elected or appointed to the office of Hooper City.
have been elected or appointed to the office of Hooper City or Planning Commission.
Planning Commission.
Hooper City Planning Commission,
Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Utah, and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Utah, and I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
Thank you. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Steve Wall,
Have been elected or appointed to the office of Hooper City.
have been elected or appointed to the office of Hooper City Planning.
Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Utah, and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Utah, and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
Thank you.
And I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Aye, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.